Today we'll study a very small topic which is known as dominant caste. It covers in 3.3 continuation topic. Okay, 3.3. M.N. Srinivas, who was a proponent of this concept, dominant caste, during his village study in Rampura, he came across very other features, so he termed dominant caste. Before studying what is dominant caste introduction, let me give a very small introduction about dominant caste. See, earlier we had Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. Brahmins were considered very upper caste and they were dominating the society. But in the current situation, after independence, thus Brahmins are dominating the caste hierarchy. All the political, social, economic powers are vesting with the Brahmins is the big question. So when M.N. Srinivas he conducted a field studies in a village called Rampura. He saw few other patterns change in the caste hierarchy. Brahmins were not dominating, so he came up with a concept called dominant caste. Okay, dominant caste. We will study definition of dominant caste. Second, we'll study about what are the characteristics of dominant caste. Then we'll study about what are the what are they doing, that means dominant caste are doing in order to keep their dominance with continuity. And fourth one, what are the disadvantages of and not disadvantages, what are the criticism of dominant caste. This is a very small topic, you can expect a 10 marker. Okay, we'll start with an introduction. Dominant caste introduction. As I said, M.N. Srinivas, in a study of Rampura, used the term to explain how certain castes exercise social, economic, and political dominance in the village, irrespective of ritual status. See, there were few castes in every religion, in every not religion, region. Okay, sorry, in region they used to dominate in social, economic, and political dominance in a village. The castes which were dominating economic and political dominance were called as dominant caste. Okay. According to Srinivas, dominant caste is the one possesses considerable economic and political power because of its numerical strength, ownership of land, education, and access to the administration and political institutions. I get now this is a definition you can use for the dominant caste. Okay, then what are the characteristics? The next second topic is what are the characteristics of dominant caste. In order to become a dominant caste, what do you need to possess? The first thing is numerical value. You should have a high numerical value in order to become a dominant. Second, ownership of a land. You should own a large amount of land. Economic prosperity. There should be enable wealth, enormous amount of wealth. Political power. There should be in a CM, MLA, larger number of an MLA. Educational access means access like I'm not telling completely educated. They should have an educational institutions, ritual status, and organizational capacity. In case and dominant a leader of a dominant caste calls for an gathering, or most of them should gather. These are the characteristics. If any caste possesses this seven ideas, they will be called as a dominant caste. Example, Okkaligas in Karnataka. Examples of them: Lingayats in Karnataka, Jats, Jats in Haryana and Western Uttar Pradesh. Our farm bills, which were introduced in 2019, were revoked back because of the power and the protest of the Jats in the Western Uttar Pradesh and Haryana. The current government, which was there, they feared they might lose an vote bank. Patidas in Gujarat, Reddis and Kammas in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, these are the castes which has. I'm just giving an example. You can see in your area, in your geographical location, there are many castes which are known as dominant castes. Are Brahmins, which were seen in our medieval age and before independence, they used to dominate. But are they dominating in these parts? No. You see, most of the MLS are from this community, Okaliga community, Lingaits community, and OBC. Okay, these are the example. I guess there's no doubt about it. Let's critically examine what are the land ownership. Yes, most of the, when you go southern parts of an Okaliga, southern part of Karnataka, you see most of the land owners are from Okaligas. Then economic power, are they economic power? Yes, they are economic. Political influence, southern part of Karnataka, most of the MLAs are from the Okaliga community. Social prestige. Okay, these are the critical examination. Even Lingayats also, northern part of Karnataka, you see dominant often Lingayats in political, educational, everywhere you see the dominance of this particular caste. Merits, shifted analysis of caste from ritual hierarchy to the power and inequalities. Explain the relationship between the caste, land ownership, and political authority. Before, Brahmins were dominating because of ritual. Now it's not. Now social, economical, and political power determines who is dominant. Demonstrated that economic and political power can override ritual purity. Useful in analyzing the democratic politics, elections, and local governance in rural India. These are the merits of an dominant caste. What are the demerits, if you want to tell? Applies mainly to rural areas, less relevant in the urban settings. Power relations and dynamics and changes over time. See, dominant, what they are telling, certain years, after certain years, it will change. If the population has also changed, even it is also changing, they are telling. Not all the members of the dominant caste are equally powerful. What telling, yeah, there might be, okay, 1 crore is a population of a dominant caste. If you think, hardly, how many of them are powerful? You will see 10,000 who are in a very good position, or 1 lakh, that's all. Rest 99 lakhs people are still poor, right? That is a criticism. Does not if a dominant caste, if you say this particular community is dominant, doesn't mean everyone in this particular community are rich, are having the land owning, have politically influencing. Only few might be influencing. Okay, not everyone are influencing is the um, criticism. Ignores other factors like class, state policies, ideology, and social movement. So in order to tell what is a nutshell, if you want to tell what is an dominant dominant caste, the concept of dominant caste by M.N. Srinivas is a landmark contribution to Indian sociology. It helps us to understand how caste operate not only as a system of ritual hierarchy but also a system of power, inequality, dominance in the rural society. This is a summary what we studied till now. Okay, what are the roles played by a dominant? Okay, one second. Okay, what are the roles played by the dominant caste? Economic role, political role, social role, leadership role, agents of social change, role in Sanskritization, lower caste imitating the customs and lifestyles of the dominant caste to improve their social status. Already have completed what is Sanskritization. Thus, dominant caste become a model for cultural change. Example: people from the lower caste, even they want to attain such social status, they change their name in front of. They put the dominant caste name as their. After example, if I want to give Vishal Reddy, they keep the dominant caste name. So it is in the role of Sanskritization. Even leadership produces village leaders. These are the simple concepts. You can just, I don't think much detail is there to explain all those things, the roles, because I already it becomes a repetitive. Okay. Role in source allocation, influence in distribution of land, water, common property, can determine access to employment and welfare programs. Okay, summary. Dominant class plays a multiple role in rural society by controlling resources, influencing politics, shaping social norms, promoting development, and maintaining order. While they contribute to stability and progress, their dominance can also lead to inequality and exclusion. Okay. What they you can call it as a demerit, because only the particular community will be in the power. Others, what about others? Since they have voice, they are rising. What about the people who don't have the sizable population? People start ignoring them. So this is a one of the most negative, often negative concept in dominant caste. Since you have voice, you are rising, you are getting power. What about the people who doesn't have numerical strength to uh, see their voice? Their voice will be unheard. What are the initiatives by the dominant caste to maintain a dominance? What are the initiatives? You can tell. First one, formation of caste association. Second one, strategies win over poor. Example, see, formation of, here it is given, formation of the caste association. Dominant caste forms associations, sabhas, sanghas, to maintain unity and harmony among the members. These associations protect their class interest and uh, strengthen their strengthen their bondings. Okay. Examples of caste association: Sardar Kurmi Kshatriya Sabha in Uttar Pradesh, Gurj Kshatriya Sabha in Gujarat, Okkaliga Sangha in Karnataka, Reddy Sangha in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. So these are the caste association. What they will do in their caste: they build hospitals, they build educational institutions, provide free, even in the competitive exams, they have a free in their community. People who are in poor background, they give free UPSC coaching, make sure that they're helping their caste people to come forward. These are the roles of the caste association. To promote caste ideology based on caste and purity and pollution, legends and myths are created to glorify their caste origin and status. Example, Yadavas, they claim even Krishna was born in Yadava caste. So they are showing their dominance. So see, if I am in Yadava's caste, even I feel proud. Yeah, Krishna is born. Such type of glorifying is done in the caste, initiate to dominate them. Sense of belonging is created around the economic backwardness. Reservation threatens from the caste. Resolutions are passed by the caste association against the grievance of their members. Even reservation also, particular caste communities do dharnas, fightings to get more reservation to their caste. Organize rallies, conference, and public meetings to consolidate the caste identities and political power. These are the what the dominance and all the initiatives played by the dominance caste to maintain dominance. Criticism. What are the criticism? S.C. Dubé and Peter Gardner argue that only when power is diffused in a group and exercised in the interest of the whole group, we can call it a dominant caste. See what it is happening, only few people are enjoying the fruits of the caste. The one who is a head of the village or one who is an MLA, he is all taking all the powers to their relatives and all people who they know. Real power is not reaching the poorest among the caste. That is a criticism of S.E. Dubé and Peter. In the absence of unity, it is better to understand that dominant individual, common dominant fractions of the complex element hold power. Even this is also same. Only a few people are holding power. M.G. Pradhan in his studies of Jat clan and Robin Fox in a study of Rajput clan observed that it is not the whole caste but certain clans or lineage were dominant. Not entire caste, only people who are in power are enjoying. Srinivas himself admitted dominant individuals or fractions owe their dominance to the members of their caste. They are not only dominating others but they are dominating their own caste. That's what Srinivas is telling. Okay. The concept is mainly focused on land ownership, economic power, and political dominance. It does not fully account for cultural, symbolic, ideological, and gender dimension of power. Summary: dominant caste use association, ideology, resource, and political strategies to maintain their dominance. However, the concept faces criticism for assuming unity, ignoring internal inequalities, and not considering the dynamic and diverse nature of the rural society. Therefore, the idea of dominant caste must be applied with caution in a context specific manner. See, when you go even in the what see end of the day, what they are telling, only one individual or only few people in the caste are enjoying the fruits of dominance. Not it is not reaching every poor member of the caste. Only in the name of the caste they are utilizing, they are getting all the fruits. That's what the criticisms are telling. But and also they are telling, when you go to the rural there are many other factors you have to consider. That's what the criticism is argued. That's it. Now we have completed dominant caste. Next lecture we'll study about future of caste system. Okay. After that, judge money system. So if I complete these two topics, complete 3.3 will be completed. Thank you.